بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. Surah Yasin, lesson 35. We end off verse 27 and we describe one more quality of the awliya, and that is tawadu, humility, a foundational quality, one of the most important attributes of the prophetic way, which is to be humble. This narration is from Abu Yazid al-Bistami rahimahullah ta'ala, who is well known in the Muslim world, and again whose name has been immortalized in every single book of Tasawwuf as one of the foremost scholars and salihin that lived. It's narrated that one day Abu Yazid al-Bistami was walking in the street and suddenly a dog appeared. And this dog, approaching him slowly, made the Imam a bit cautious, as he did not want his clothes to be in contact with the dog. So he pulled up his cloak, his thobe, just to be careful not to let the najasa touch his clothing. Bear in mind here that our madhab of Shafi'i is strict on the dog. It's considered najis. Whereas the madhab of Malik, Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, the dog is pure. There is nothing wrong with the dog. And if you argue with Imam Malik, you're going to have a tough time. He was the Imam of Medina. He lived in the house of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And he tells us, Shafi'iyya, we will all agree firstly that the first source of law is the Quran. What's the second source of law? It's the Sunnah. Now here Imam Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu differs, and he says, you people come from different countries with things you heard, and then you come back here and tell us that's the Sunnah, second source of law. He says, in other words, I'm living in the house of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm in Medina. This was the Prophet's home. I've sat before 70 of the tabi'een and they drank from the well springs of the Sahaba. So what you see here, the practice, the amal of the Ahlul Medina, of the people of Medina, that is the second source of law. So that's exactly the second source of law. So you find the madhahib differing, that the first source of law, we agree, is the Quran, but on the second source of law, you find something unique with Imam Malik, and that is the amal of the Ahlul Medina, the practice of the people of Medina. That is the second source of law. And in Medina, dogs were not considered impure. They were in the mosque when we prayed. And you can find that in the Muwatta and the text of Malik rahimahullah ta'ala. But that's the beauty of our fiqh, that it's so diverse, and we have four madhabs which all lead to a stream, that prophetic stream of barakah. Back to Abu Yazid al-Bistami. He pulled his clothes away, which indicates he was more inclined to the Shafi'i school. And unexpectedly, the dog, because of the karama of these awliya, the experiences, we learn quite a bit, that the dog in fact communicated with the Imam with a human-like voice and said to the Imam, if my fur or my hair is dry and it accidentally comes into contact with your clothes, then there's no need for you to have your clothes cleansed, because the problem is if the dog is wet, that is where the najasa part comes in. However, if my skin happens to be wet, and listen to the dog, all you need to do is to have your clothes cleansed by the prescribed way with water, because water cleans everything. But then the dog says the following, but then the prejudice which exists, or your prejudice attitude inside you, will not be washed away, even if you use all the water obtained from the 7 seas. The internal or spiritual sins are difficult to clean, says the dog. And Abu Yazid al-Bistami says to the dog, you are quite intelligent, and it is my wish that you stay with me for a while. The dog responds, we cannot stay together. I am despised by humans, while you, O Imam, are glorified in this world. And furthermore, I don't store my food for the next day, where you, O Imam, you store your food for a full year, replied the dog. And hearing the words of the dog, the Imam Shaykh Abu Yazid al-Bistami rahimahullah ta'ala whispered to himself and said, If even a dog refuses to accompany me, am I then eligible to be close to God and attend His functions? And he burst out, Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, who has shown me my flaws and who has guided me, a human being, through a dog. And such are the humility and the hearts open to learning are the awliya from even non-human beings. So may we learn something from that. Okay, so what we've done a detailed exposition of highlighting 7 points in verse 26 and 27, and we are still busy with the Ashabul Qaryah, these people of this town who killed the messengers, and we carry on from there, verse 28 and 29, and you may follow in the notes which are available. قال الله تعالى وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين. And we did not make descend or send down على قوم, upon this qawm. A qawm is a group of people. من بعده, after him. After who? After Habib Najjar was crucified. من جند من السماء. We did not send a jund. What's a jund? A jund is an army from the heavens. وَمَا كُنَّا مُنزِلِينَ. And there's no need for us to do that. إِن كَانَتْ إِلَّا صَيْحَةً وَاحِدَةً. For us, all that is needed is one loud صيحة, a screech or a sound. فَإِذَا هُمْ خَامِدُونَ. And they will be in a state of خَامِدَة, they will be خَامِدُونَ. And let's discuss these words now. So the first tafsir I'm quoting from is Jami' al-Ahkam al-Quran, and that is by Imam Qurtubi rahimahullah ta'ala, of the oldest tafsirs written about, it could be 800 or 900 years ago. Imam Qurtubi was Malik, his madhab was on that of Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala. What does he have to say? He says this verse, وَمَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَى قَوْمِهِ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ مِنْ جُنْدٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا كُنَّا مُنْزِلِينَ أي ما أنزلنا عليهم من رسالة. Look at how they thought and what we think here, compared to what we think. They say Allah Ta'ala did not send to them another risala. They didn't get another messenger. They had their chance with 3 messengers. وَلَا نَبِيٍّ, no a nabi, بعد قتله, after they killed him. What's the difference between a nabi and a rasul? A nabi and a rasul, they share in 3 qualities. Number 1, fatana. They have sheer brilliance. There is no human being on the face of the planet that has the brilliance of a prophet. So we can wipe out of our minds that they were backward desert Bedouin people who didn't know things. They were brilliant. Fatana is shared between prophets and messengers. A nabi is a prophet, a rasul is a messenger. Number 2, they have sidq, they speak the truth. Number 3, they have amana, they cannot sin. It's impossible for them to sin. And that's the 3 things they share. And a rasul has a 4th quality, which is tabligh. He must pass on that which he receives, where a nabi, a prophet, does not have to. So who's better? Majority says a rasul is better because a rasul is a nabi, but not every nabi is a rasul. However, Izzuddin Abdus Salam of the Shafi'iyya, who's buried in the Qarafa cemetery in Cairo, who was the only scholar in the history of the Shafi'i madhab to receive the title Sultan al-Ulama, the Sultan of the scholars, said that a nabi is better than a rasul. Why? Because a rasul is with the people. He then moves to his Lord, gets revelation, but then must make tabligh. He must go back to the people and mix with the people. A nabi is mixing with the people, goes to his Lord, receives wahi, but does not have to go back to his people. And he argues that the one who stays with his Lord is better than the one who must mix with his people. Lovely view. But the mu'tamad, the one relied upon, is that a rasul is better than a nabi, but both views are fair. We carry on. Says Imam Qurtubi, قاله قتادة والمجاهد والحسن. These 3 scholars, they mention this opinion that what is meant in verse 28 is that Allah Ta'ala did not send a people of messengers nor nabis to them ever again. وقال الحسن, Imam al-Hasan said, al-jund What is meant here by the army? Al-Malaika, the angels. An-Nazilun bil-Wahi, those who descend with Wahi, with revelation. Al-Anbiya, from amongst the prophets. No prophet was sent to them again. Waqil, it is also said, Al-Jund al-Asakir, that the word Jund here means armies who attack. أي لم أحتج في هلاكهم إلى إرسال جنود ولا جيوش ولا عساكر. There was no need for Allah Ta'ala to send an army to them to destroy them. بل أهلكهم بصيحة واحدة. But they were destroyed by one fierceful and mighty blow, one صيحة. قال, and it is said, معناه, this is the meaning attributed to Ibn Mas'ud and some others, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. As for the last words of this verse, وَمَا كُنَّا مُنزِلِينَ, it's tasghir li'amrihim. It's making the affair so small that these people, to Allah Ta'ala, they were insignificant. Their matter was small. And أي أهلكناهم بصيحة واحدة من بعد ذلك الرجل. And the man they crucified, Habib Najjar, who submitted and believed in Allah Ta'ala and begged them to follow these messengers, his status was so high, he was lifted up into paradise. Where these people's status became so small, there was no need to send anybody to attack them. All that happened to them, they were blown away by a fierce blowing. What we'll do in our next session is carry on with this verse and then move on to the verse following, and it's going to lead up to us speaking about the battle of Badr, and we are going to do a very pictorial, or how could we say, evocative look at it briefly with some images from the Jawhara of Imam Bajuri rahimahullahu ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.